So Dan Lanning,
what's his beef?
Yeah, Dan Lanning essentially takes a shot out of nowhere. So everyone is talking about Dan Lanning's built an SEC-like program at Oregon.
Yeah.
But then without actually saying the SEC, takes a shot at the SEC after they beat USC on Saturday.
I know you're focused on week-to-week, game-to-game, but as the playoff gets closer and as the chatter around the field ramps up, how would you hope that the committee or the rest of the country sees and views this Oregon team?
Well, we just played a really good team. We beat them. And a lot of times we play really good teams, they become unranked all of a sudden. That's not our fault, right? Maybe it is our fault. But all we're worried about is playing the teams that we play and doing the job that we need to do. And we did that job today, right? I think proof's in the pudding, right? We played a good team. We beat them, right? All we can do next week is try to do the same thing, right? And this conference is a really good conference. It's competitive, right? We didn't play Chattanooga State today, right? Like some other places, right? We competed. So, that being said, it's tough playing 9 conference games. It's tough playing in this league. And we got to take advantage of playing a good team today and attacking that.
First off, why does every Oregon press conference look like a city council meeting? With that set up with the leather chair and the small microphone?
Yeah, and then the way too large logo, if you didn't, I don't know. Yeah, it's the first thing I thought, too.
I feel like he's discussing notes on a planned housing development that's coming to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
At a city council meeting.
Yes.
Anyway, so Dan Lanning wants to say, we compete here in the Big Ten. We're not playing Chattanooga State right now. So I went ahead and looked it up. Here are the strength of schedule numbers for those teams that decided to play cupcake games. And this is after the cupcake game.
Okay.
Mind you, okay? This is cupcake game factored in.
Okay.
South Carolina, 4th nationally. Alabama, 9th. Auburn, 12th. LSU, 13. Georgia, 16. Texas A&M, 23. Oregon, 24. Those are the rankings, okay? So Oregon's respectable with their overall strength of schedule. I'm not claiming that they're not. But to act like it's some sin to play a cupcake game in November, which, by the way, I don't like either. I don't like every SEC game being this game. I'd prefer they play, great opponents all the time. And also, if you want to talk about non-conference scheduling, Oregon's non-conference schedule, they won by a combined score of 166-23 against Montana State, Oklahoma State, and Oregon State. So while you didn't schedule Chattanooga State, you're not playing Murderer's Row here in the non-conference, Dan. I love you, Dan Lanning. You're my guy. If I was going to throw a ton of money at a coach to leave a program, it would probably be you. But on this one issue, we can all agree you should STFU on this one because you're out of your depth.
Yes.
Also, a year from now the SEC is going to play 9 conference games. Let's come back to this argument next year, and let's see those strength of schedules go up even more in the SEC as opposed to the Big Ten.
Hey, if you like the channel, become a season ticket holder for Hot Mic by clicking the subscribe button below and join the conversation in the comments section. Agree, disagree, we'll join you there in the chat. Now back to Hot Mic.
So that was a pretty ridiculous hill to die on for Dan Lanning.
Well, especially when, and this is the year when Oregon's playing the tough Big Ten schedule. So the 24th, the strength of schedule rankings are what they are. But I mentioned this last week. You've got 3 meaningful, truly meaningful matchups that have been played in the conference. Oregon, Penn State, Indiana, Oregon, and now Oregon, USC. And we're about to get Michigan and Ohio State. Those are the games.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the strength of schedule, look at South Carolina's, 4th, you said?
4th, yeah.
Texas A&M's unbeaten, but they're 23rd. Again, not every schedule is created equal.
And I just pulled the SEC teams that on this one weekend played a bad opponent. Non-conference opponent.
Would UTC beat the crap out of Montana State or whoever they played?
Now,
I don't know.
Oregon's got a tough rivalry game with Washington, but let's also factor in who these teams are playing next.
Right.
When they play this tune-up game. South Carolina plays Clemson every year.
Every year.
Alabama and Auburn are about to play each other. LSU's about to go on the road and try to knock Oklahoma out of the playoff.
Texas and Texas A&M coming up.
Texas A&M, and again, Oregon, they're going to beat Washington, but I get that that's a tough rivalry game to end the season with. But come on, man. Also, what SEC team are you competing with if you only have one loss? Is he planting the seeds if they lose to Washington why they should get in over Vandy?
Well, no, I think
or whoever they're going to be tied with at that point.
I think he's already campaigning for the odds. The odds are he's not going to play in the Big Ten championship game, right? He's not going to coach that game. So without playing that weekend, where's the committee going to send them? Because whenever we predicted our bracket, Chad, I think I had Bama going to Oregon. You had Oregon going to back. I can't remember. Maybe it was both. But the seeds were like, are they hosting a game or are they not? That's a massive benefit if they get to host a game and they don't want to lose down the stretch, right? I understand what he said. He doesn't want a 2-loss SEC team to be bumped ahead of them. We did see some movement in the AP top 25, top 10. I'm sure he's already campaigning.
Maybe
for
that was a preemptive strike against Alabama. I'm trying to think. Oklahoma also. He doesn't like Oklahoma being so close to him. So if Oklahoma were to win, could they jump them?
That's a good point.
Maybe he's
I don't know.
that.
He's
and Alabama's going to be, if they win, they're in the SEC championship game.
He's also coaching the Big Ten program that's played all the tough games in the conference.
Yeah,
they're 2-1 in those games, and the other team's Indiana.
But they have not gone to Ohio State. We say that. Yeah, they beat. They lost Indiana at home.
Yep. They played USC.
I just you can. It's allowed to just be quiet on certain things. Like we get into this. Well, I have to say something, so let me take a shot, even if it makes no sense. And I'm thinking for coaches and players, everyone, like it's okay to just not say anything when you're speaking out of turn.
It's also
this is Dan Lanning speaking out of turn about this one issue. And hey, if it was like the SEC is going to continue doing 8 games and the Big Ten is going to be pissy about it forever, and they hadn't announced they're going to 9 next year, I'd understand it more of we're going to continue to have these things where the SEC is fresh going into the playoff because they play these games. It's over. This is the last time it's happened. And if you're going to talk about Alabama's schedule, look at the gauntlet Alabama just went through.
I know.
That is unlike anything any Big Ten team has ever faced in what Alabama just ran through, including a win at Georgia. When you look at the games they won week after week, and then they lose to Oklahoma at home, and they get their second loss.
And the coaches don't have their jobs that are in the top group of the SEC teams right now. Auburn, who got screwed out of 2 games because of officiating,
and fired.
Fired, yeah.
LSU.
LSU.
They lost some close games.
No doubt. You've got Florida. Florida's schedule last year for Napier to survive last year.
I'm looking at Oregon's Big Ten schedule. They won at Northwestern.
Yeah, it's literally
they won
games.
in double overtime at Penn State, which at the time was monumental. But then they fire the coach shortly after that. They literally just. They tore down. They played at Rutgers.
Tore down Penn State that day.
They play Wisconsin at home.
They dismantled them.
They lost at home to Indiana, which is obviously a very tough game. They won at Iowa, pretty tough.
Yeah.
Minnesota at home. USC and at Washington are 2 of their tougher games.
If you're doing your top 10 games of the week, they're always on it because of that schedule. There's no other consistent team like that in the Big Ten that's always on it, like Oregon this year.
They played half of the other playoff teams, and they avoided Michigan, who's got a chance at the playoff in the Big Ten.
Yes.
So I'd say that's a pretty favorable year in the Big Ten in scheduling.
And
if you're them.
I wouldn't want the SEC to have 6 teams in the playoff either, Dan.
No.
I'd also want to play another possible Big Ten rematch.
Well, and I'm sure we're going to hear, there's some big matchups this final weekend.
Yes.
Where teams can go make their case.
Yes.
Like here locally, Vanderbilt made their case on Saturday. Granted, it was against a bad Kentucky team, but you leave your quarterback in to pad stats that late in a blowout, you're sending a message, not just, I want this guy to win the Heisman, but style points matter. And you know what? I don't blame him.
No.
It doesn't matter. If you're Vandy this week, it's like it may not be good enough just to win. You may need to pummel Tennessee to jump somebody to the level you want to.
Yes, and I wish, for Vanderbilt's sake, I wish Tennessee would have kept the pedal to the metal and just 1-800 ass whip.
Tennessee could have named their score in that game, and they decided not to in the second half.
Had they done that, that's another style point for Vandy if they win this weekend. This episode of Hot Mic brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks, simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks, it's the best way to win real money this football season. You make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money on Prize Picks. All withdrawals fast, safe, secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. They also offer injury reboots. So if one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, it doesn't count as a loss with Prize Picks. Download the app today. Use the code HOTMIC, HOTMIC. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code HOTMIC. $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to OutKick Hot Mic.
Daily content and more at OutKick Hot Mic on YouTube.